the game could see the boxing voice.
A tremendous fight. The funny thing was, Cecilia was the one that picked out Kaylee Reese as an opponent. She said, if I'm coming to America, naturally this was supposed to take place on the undercard of Triple G and Canelo in Las Vegas. But this was as credible of a fight to warrant being on HBO. It was kind of opportunity that was created. Chocolatito wasn't available as the co-feature. He was the original person slotted as the co-feature. That opened up the door for Cecilia, and you saw the talent of Cecilia and, frankly, of Kaylee Reese. Kaylee Reese came to take the titles, you know, and hitting Cecilia with a couple of those big shots that she did. You can tell she was very hungry, and she fought her heart out. Cecilia shows why she's the only undisputed champion in the sport of boxing. Her technical skill, I think, is above any other female boxer in the sport. And she showed how she was able to outbox a much bigger opponent, but a very dangerous opponent like Kaylee Reese. Cecilia, if you want to say a few words, and we have Jonathan Banks sitting next to Cecilia as well, so we can, you know, after Cecilia says a few words, we can open up for questions for her.
Yeah, I haven't had so much fun in a long time. I had an amazing opponent, and we just went with 10 rounds, and I needed someone who could bring the best out of me. So I went 2 divisions up, and I got the former world champion, and I knew that she would just come for the belt, and she would give everything, and she was definitely a worthy opponent for this historical fight. So I'm just extremely happy and proud of both of us tonight.
Question? Cecilia, when she got the knockdown in the 6th, did you feel at all that happened because you were fighting out of your style, being more aggressive, being on HBO in America for the first time, or were you fighting as good a fight as possible? She just got the shot.
No, I think, you know, she's very strong. She is bigger than me, and it was a good shot. And I don't want to take anything away from her. She's she fought a great fight, and she definitely studied me a lot. And I got back on my feet, and I finished the fight. I think you know what? I just okay. It happened. I just pulled myself together, and I finished my fight and took my belts home with me. And I think that, together with having the first female fight on HBO in such a way is a huge win.
Cecilia, given that she had an easier time with you on the second half of the fight, would you be open to giving her a rematch anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. You know, well, you know, Jonathan is not. He doesn't mean it was such a close fight, and I have to see the fight, of course. But if that is something of interest, I would definitely do that, and I will have Jonathan maybe fly in a little bit earlier than next time. So I think, yeah, for sure, if that is something of interest, absolutely.
Did you mentioned she was a champion at middleweight. Did you really kind of feel her size in there? Was she one of maybe the biggest opponents you faced?
Yeah, for sure, definitely, yeah. But that's why I picked her, because in my weight division, you know, I am the #1, and I pretty much have beaten all of the competitive girls, and that's what needed to really bring a competitive fight and to show my best in coming to America and taking on a strong American girl. It just tickled all of my senses, and everything just delivered. The arena, the atmosphere. It was amazing, absolutely thrilling.
I have to interject something on Cecilia's behalf. Here's a champion that sells out 10,000 seat arenas in Norway. Here's a champion that changed the law in Norway. How long was it banned for? 33 years, Cecilia? 35
yes.
years?
Yes, yes. 30.
Boxing was banned in Norway, and because Cecilia was so talented and world champion and so popular in her country, they actually changed the law to allow her to fight in her own country. She fights on pay-per-view in Norway. She's one of the biggest stars in Norway. Leaving that atmosphere, coming here just for the opportunity to fight in front of the American fans, the opportunity to fight on HBO, to show her skills, you know, with a completely different financial situation than what she's used to in Norway. That shows the sacrifice, the dedication that she's looking at to build her career over here in the United States. With her style in the ring and style out of the ring, I think she has a tremendous future over here in the United States and worldwide. And you know, we saw tonight with her getting up off the canvas, fighting back, fighting a much bigger girl. We have to give Kaylee Reese a lot of credit, but that shows Cecilia's championship spirit and the fact that she wanted to impress the fans over here in the United States. This telecast was broadcast in over 150, it was 151 different countries. So it shows the marketability of both Cecilia and Triple G. We broke the record at the StubHub Center, not only for the number of people, but also the revenue that was generated in the history of this venue. So it was a great launching pad for HBO, and I see Peter Nelson back there, and we just want to thank Peter again for giving his blessing on having Cecilia as the first female fighter on HBO. And we can go across to Kevin.
Ain't no other sight in the game, 'cause see the boxing voice.